Hello, guys. Well, so hard to speak after a very, very emotional, a very motivational speech of our friend. That was a very good thing to do, to travel around the world and spark the minds of young kids and children in order to make the change in whatever country you went in, Kenya or whatever. That was amazing, man. I applaud you for that. Very good. Thank you. Thanks so much. You deserve it, man. You do. Well, and your team also. Let's not forget your team. You're not going to take all the credit, are you? All right. So, guys, today I want to talk to you about something. I want to talk to you about language, okay? Language. I know you are familiar with language. I know you are familiar with what language does to you, okay, as students or as people that you communicate with each other, okay? It's very important how we talk to each other sometimes. And yes, I do remember I was talking to one of you audience earlier before lunch, and I want to mention this. And he was talking about language and about body language, to be exact. And in order to show this person, he is in the third role, okay, holding his phone right now, in order to show him that body language is so important in our lives, that we use it every day without even noticing that we're using the body language. I want to ask one of you guys to help him and me and us figure out a sign, a body language sign. I want any one of you to raise his hand so that I can ask him in order to show that we're not playing this together. So please, anyone. Please. I'll do a gesture, okay? I'll do something, and you tell me what I'm trying to do. Okay? Cool. Pardon?
Trying to remember something.
Thank you. Very good. So, did they talk? Did they say something? I didn't. So, it was all in your head. I didn't tell you anything. It was just my body language, okay? We do this all the time, all right? When we try to remember things. It's amazing how we understand each other, okay? So that's one example for you, young man, okay? To know what's the importance of body language. So important, we use it every day. We don't even notice it. So language is the unique quality for sets of words and informations that we communicate using with each other. But the question is, what is the purpose of language? Okay? What is the purpose of language? Why do we use language when we talk to each other? Okay? Why do we do that? The human race has developed because of language. Let's see. Before that, I want to use language explaining what is a TEDx talk. In order to do so, I want you, for those who are not familiar with what is TEDx, okay, because I am 100% sure that most of you do not know what a TEDx talk is. You came here to know. So a TEDx talk is a showcase for speakers spreading great, well-formed ideas, okay, in less than 18 minutes. Cool? In less than 18 minutes. Why less than 18 minutes? In order to not make you feel bored or daydream about lunch or coffee or whatever. Okay, so thank God that you had your lunch earlier. Good. So yes, I want to talk today about language, how it changed our minds, our brains, how it changed the way we talk, the way we behave with each other. Today I want to talk about something very important, something that has shaped our identities, our ideas, the way we think, and even the environment around us, okay? Today, I want to talk about the terrorism of terms. Can terms be terrorists? Very good answer. Yes, terms can be terrorists, but how and why? Did we ask ourselves these questions before? It's very important to look at the word from a different angle, because I know that you have read books, and you have listened to music, and you have watched movies, and yes, you're very good at it. But through my experience in learning British literature, I have read so many novels, so many plays, I have wrote so many plays. And from my experience, I have realized that you are not to fall in love with the book that you're reading or with the character, okay? If I ask one of you now, what is the last book that you've read, let's say novel, okay? You might say, okay, it's this. But then there is this character that you fell in love with in the novel, okay? 100%. If you watch a movie, you will always fall in love with a character, correct? Protagonist, let's say. The hero, Superman, Batman, I don't know. You will fall in love with him or her. So it depends. Well, me, I have learned that I don't have to fall in love with anyone when I'm reading a book or reading a play or watching a movie. Why? Because I don't want my mind and brain to be manipulated in a way that is not going to serve me good. In order to explain more, I want you to remember what the lady earlier was talking about. The lady in the video, she was talking, it was a TEDx talk, she was talking about the human mind and the human brain, correct? Before lunch, I hope you remember. You were hungry. I understand. So, the human mind, so complex. Psychology, science couldn't understand the correct meaning and correct understanding of the human brain, how it functions, how it works. So that's why, when we talk to each other sometimes, we don't have to say the exact things we want the other person to do. Give you examples. You come to someone and tell him, "Where is your brother?" And he answers you directly saying, "There is a football match on TV today." What does it mean? It means that your friend is at home watching the football match. But he didn't say that to you, did he? But how come you understood it right away? It works in the brain, thank you. But how does it work in the brain? Are we that smart? Well, in fact, we are. But do we know it? I think we don't. Do we use it to our benefits? No, we don't use it to our benefits. And I'll show you who use it to their benefits. Because yes, today I'm going to teach you how to use this in order to manipulate others. Okay? Today, you're going to walk up from here and manipulate others, but do it in a good way, okay? So, yeah, I'm going to give you another example. Very, very good example. I'm going to ask one of you guys a very simple question. Okay, someone please, so that I can ask you, someone, anyone. Please, sir, how are you today? Okay, thank you, that's it. That was the question, how are you today? And he said he is fine. But is he really fine? We don't really know. Maybe he's not fine, maybe he's tired. Maybe he was here since this morning. Maybe he worked a lot, maybe his mother is sick, we don't know. Well, maybe there is something going on today. But he wouldn't tell me, would he? He wouldn't tell me what his problems today. He would just say, I am fine, and you? Or Alhamdulillah, and you? This is what we do every day. So, how are you is in fact a question done just to be polite. Okay, just to be, it's a good manner. We are not expecting a detailed answer about his day, are we? We are not expecting him to tell us, oh my God, today you have no idea. I woke up at 7 and I had to do this and that, and my mother, she screamed at me, and no. We don't expect that. We expect him to say, I am fine, and you. This is what we expect. So, this is why everything happens in the brain. I'll give you another example. Very, very good one. You come up, you come to the house and then you ask your mother, you tell her, who ate the box of chocolate that was in my room? She will answer you. She will say, your sister was inside your room earlier. So, what a smart mother. She didn't answer you, did she? But you know who ate the chocolate. So how come this works? This is very amazing. If you look at it from this angle, it's very surprising how the human mind works with language, how we communicate with others. Your mother actually is a very diplomatic person. She's so diplomatic, she didn't give you the right answer, you know? She gave you something else and let you know the answer by yourself. But then later, when you beat your sister and tells you no, and then your mother tells you, I didn't tell you she did it, I just said she was in your room. So that's a diplomatic answer, and this diplomatic language is used by presidents, you know, politicians. Your mother, actually, if you use this, she can be a very, very good politician, to be honest with you. So yes, you in your mind, when your mother tells you your sister was in your room, you picture your sister this way. If you liked your sister a little bit, if you hate her, you would picture her this way. Okay? An evil sister trying to steal your candy or chocolate or whatever. This is the human mind. This is the human brain. This is how it works. I say things, but each and every one of you has its own interpretations of the words that I'm saying. Okay? When I say a girl, everyone is picturing a girl in his mind. That's the acoustic image. Good. Let's move on to something else. Diplomacy. This is the meaning of diplomacy. This is the correct meaning of diplomacy, okay? Diplomacy is the art of practice of conducting negotiations between representatives of states, okay? This is diplomacy. So yes, if you look at it from this angle, your mother, my mother, sisters sometimes, people that we know, can be very diplomatic sometimes. When we talk to them, when we ask them, and they answer us, okay? They can be very diplomatic, so it's not very hard to be a politician or a diplomatic. This is the proof to it. So, the United States of America has used this way to manipulate our thoughts sometimes in other countries. And not only the United States of America, to be honest with you. Like, I'm going to give you an example, and I know all of you, because now you're looking at things from a different angle. Okay, right now, you're looking at things differently. Why? I'll tell you why. The United States of America in 2003, the terms used by the United States to change our perspective of war. Okay? This is real quick for you to understand. First of all, in 2003, okay, the President of the United States of America in that period of time, he told us that the mission, okay, was to find weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Good point, very good. But then after a year, we hear in the news, after 1 year and a half, we hear in the news the term has changed, and it's something else. It is called the military intervention in Iraq. The same meaning, but the term is not the same anymore. But then later, the term changes to become occupation of Iraq. But then it becomes the war in Iraq. But then at the end, it becomes US invasion of Iraq. Why this change in terms? Ask yourself this question. Because it's not done in an innocent way. No act of art is innocent, okay? Even those who write books, novels, whatever, Cinderella, it's not innocent, okay? Please, there is this story that we've read. I want to give you this one. There's this story that we've read, okay, when we were kids, studying primary school, okay? Namla Sarsor, right? That's the story, everyone knows. Namla Sarsor, okay? But we read it from a very naive perspective of little kids. But if you look at it from nowadays' perspective, you will realize that it talks about capitalism and... Thank you. Let you figure that out. Read again Namla Sarsor and look at it from a different perspective. And you will not see these little animals talking to each other, okay? Talks about ishtirakiyya and ra'smaliyya, okay? In a very smart way, okay? So, that's just an example, real quick, to show you what meanings can do. But again, in the past, when we used to talk to each other, we used to send letters, did we? We sent letters to each other, okay? In the past, our grandfathers, mothers, they used to send letters. But nowadays, we do texts and messages on Facebook, don't we? Because we have phones. But the thing is, when you tell your friend, I'm going to message you, or I'm going to text you, you can say that, can you? But in the past, did our grandfathers say, I will letter you? No, they didn't. They didn't say that, did they? But nowadays we do say, I'll message you, do we? So what has changed? What is it? What happened? Nothing. Terms. That's it. That's what we call terrorism of terms. Terms has changed. And they have shaped our ideas, our way of looking at things. We look at things differently, whether we like it or not. We do understand things. We are manipulated in a way. I'll prove that to you. You want me to prove it? I'll do it. I'll show you how to manipulate others, how to do it in a sense. But before to go to that, let's, real quick, let me talk about something that we haven't understood, and that is also that was given to us in a wrong way. Let's talk about qiwama for a moment, okay? I know this word is a little bit familiar to all of you. I didn't want to say most of you, but all of you. Qiwama, you know. It's in Quran, it's in the verse, as if men are stronger than women, and you know, men. We are, aren't we? We're stronger than women, you know? We're better than you. That's what it means in our, let's say, in our understanding of the word. But which is not the case. Which is not the case. In fact, qiwama, what it really means is that, because I've heard so many people talking to each other and saying this, that, you know, okay, she cannot work, she cannot do this and that because, you know, she's weak and she cannot do it, the man is stronger than her, he can do this. But no. Qiwama, what does it mean? I'll explain it in a couple of minutes, just for you to understand it clearly. Qiwama, it is the way, let's say I have married this girl. When I go to her house, will I give her money or she will give me money? I will give her money. Very good. She'll not give me money. So this is qiwama number one. Will I take her name or will she take my name? This is qiwama number two. When there is war, okay, in Algeria, hopefully not. Even though we're going to win, but. So, if there is war in Algeria, will women fight? No, we will fight for women. Right? Well, yes, we will, because you have never fought before. Anyway, we'll come back to that. That's history, but it's okay. So, let's say a woman killed someone, okay? She'll have to pay diya, okay? But the man does it for her. So this is qiwama, basically. It's not a man being stronger than women. That has nothing to do with anything. So let's start understanding things and words and verses of Quran according to the correct meanings and interpretations. Let's not jump to conclusions, start understanding things the way we want to, because that doesn't work. And to finish and to sum up this, I want to talk about our parents. Our parents, you know, when we were kids, and how they used to treat us. And for those who are parents here, you know, who have kids, and what do parents do? When we were kids, our parents, they used to threaten us, don't they? Didn't they threaten us? A parent, don't come to this room. I'll tell your father. That's a threat. That's blackmailing you. What about this? How many of you have been beaten by his father or mother? Thank you. Oh my God. So many hands. And for those who didn't raise their hands, stop it. We know. Okay. Anyway, it's okay. We forgive you. So yes, we've been beaten, threatened. We've been, and by the way, our fathers and mothers, they do make allies. What does it mean to make allies? With other people. They make allies with your bigger brother. You know, they make allies with your bigger sister. Yes, they do make allies. And they tell you, don't come to my room, okay? Play in your room. That's my territory. This is what our parents do. But in fact, this is something done by another group of people. A very bad group of people. Terrorists. What do? They threaten us. What do? They beat us, they blackmail us, they create territories, they create fear, make allies. This is exactly what our parents do. So are our parents terrorists? Now you cannot say yes. Why can't you say yes? Why? It's not because you're not brave enough to say yes. It's because your brain has already been manipulated. The word terrorist is very negative. You cannot stick it up next to your parents. That's why. But in fact, it's okay. See? You see? So yes. Yes, we can manipulate people using our words and everything that we do. And yes, guys, words are very important, and sentences, things that we know, language, it's very important in our life. Today, you see an old man, you know, saying to someone else, is walking in the garden and see a couple of girls or a couple of boys, or a girl with a boy holding hands in the garden or sitting together. An old man would say, "What's this? This is not love. You know, we used to love each other in a different way. So how come suddenly the meaning of love has changed? And the meaning of marriage? Young couples getting divorced. And you see old people, oh, they got divorced so early. This is not a good marriage. They don't know what marriage is. In fact, they do. But they do know marriage in their own meaning and their own understanding. This is the difference. That's why terrorism of terms is very important for us to know, to understand. Love has not changed, but the definition of love has changed. Divorce, families, everything. In fact, when I said the word old, each and one of you had this picture of old in his brain. Some of you has pictured old this way, others has pictured it this way, others has pictured it this way, and others has pictured it this way. Okay, so everyone has thought of an old thing as if, you know. Well, yes, we can change people's ideas, manipulate their minds. This is what I came here to tell you. So please, guys, do be careful what we read, what you listen to, what you watch. And I'm here to tell you that terms can be terrorists. Thank you so much, guys.